Hello everyone, welcome to our channel at Easy Group. This video is part of series of lessons for MBA. In my previous session, we have discussed about performance appraisal, introduction, definitions, purpose, advantages and disadvantages. Now in today's session, we are going to discuss about methods of performance appraisal. There are two methods of performance appraisal. They are traditional methods and modern methods. First, let's start with traditional methods. These are the old methods of performance appraisal. The methods which come under this category are ranking method, paid comparison method, grading system, graphic rating scale, force distribution method, critical incidence method, field review method, confidential reports, free essay method, and checklist method. First, let's start with ranking method. The word ranking is familiar to all of us as we are facing it from our first step of studies. How rankings are done. In the same way, in organizations, ranking method is the oldest and simplest formal systematic method of performance appraisal where each employee is compared with all others and placed in simple rank order. In this method, the employees are ranked on the basis of merit from best to the poorest or from most to least. Paid comparison method. In this method, each employee is compared with other employee on one-on-one basis and on the basis of one trait only like leadership, knowledge, efficiency, etc. at a time. A scale is prepared for each trait and the employee is positioned on the scale is in comparison with another employee. The total rating that he secures on the basis of each trait forms the final ranking. For example, if there are 5 employees A to E, A will be compared individually to B to C and similarly to the remaining employees. If A is better than B and A positive will be marked against him, and if A is not as good as C, A negative will be marked. The number of comparisons can be calculated by the formula n of n minus 1 by 2, where n represents the total number of employees being evaluated. Assume if C has the most positive and hence he will be ranked as first. Grading system. In this method, certain categories are established in advance and predefined. The categories may be outstanding, satisfactory, and unsatisfactory. There may be more than 3 grades. Employee performance is compared with predefined grade definitions and allocated to the grade that best describes his or her performance. Graphic rating scale. The graphic rating scale, also known as linear rating scale, it is one of the most popular and simplest techniques for appraising performance. In this method, the printed appraisal form containing list of traits such as quality of work and reliability, job-related performance criterions such as dependability, initiative, output, attendance, attitude, etc. are used to appraise each employee. Each trait is represented by the scale, usually a 5-point scale that ranges from excellent to poor. Example, if question is like how would you rate the individual in terms of quality of work, neatness and accuracy? If the raters rate him or she as excellent, it means work is of high quality, errors are rare. Very good, reliable work, good quality of work. Good, work is acceptable, not many errors. Average, work is sometimes unsatisfactory due to untidiness. Poor, careless worker tends to repeat similar mistakes. Force distribution method. The force distribution method is also called bell curve rating or stake ranking. The force distribution method is one of the most widely used and also the most criticized method of performance appraisal. It requires the superiors to assess each employee based on certain predetermined parameters and thereafter rank them into 3 or more categories. Most commonly, the employees fall into excellent, good, or poor categories, which can be expanded by the organization to a 5-point scale as well. In this method, employees are praised on the basis of predetermined distribution scale. The scale introduced as follows: poor 10% of the employees, below average 20% of the employees, average 40% of employees, good 20% of employees, excellent 10% of employees. For example, a manager of XYZ Corporation evaluating 30 employees, the organization instructed the supervisor or managers to put 5 employees each in the outstanding and the poor category, whereas 20 will fall in the range of average performers. In this manner, the ratee has forced the distribution of a level of performance of each of the 30 employees into one of the 3 categories. Critical incident method. In this method, workers are appraised on the basis of their ability to perform their jobs in critical situations. Normal situation, people's behavior, work performance are also alike, but how an employee behaves the performs in adverse critical situation is the concern of this method of appraisal. In this method, supervisor records the critical and noteworthy behavior of the employee in certain critical events or situations in which either he has performed exceptionally very well or failed to do or could have done better. Field review method. The need for field review arises when there is a reason to suspect rater's biasness or his or her ratings appears to be quite higher than others. In such a situation, the review process is conducted by the person who does not belong to the employee's department, usually by the personnel officer in the HR department. Confidential report. This method is mostly used for appraising employees mainly in the government departments. Here, evaluation is made by the immediate boss or supervisor for giving effect to promotions and transfers. Usually, a structured format is devised to collect information on employee strength and weakness, intelligence, attitude, character, attendance, discipline, etc. Free essay method. This method is descriptive and provides only qualitative information about the employee. In this method, the rater writes a narrative description on an employee's strength, weakness, past performance, potential, overall impressions of performance, ability of employee to assume higher responsibility, existing capabilities and qualifications of performing jobs, training needs of the employee and suggestions for improvement of the employee depends on the free essay method. The last method of traditional methods is checklist method. The checklist is a simple rating technique in which the superiors is given a list of statements or words and asked to check statements respecting characteristics and performance of each employee. This method is expensive to design and it is a time-consuming method. Next comes the modern methods. Modern methods. This is the second and new methods of performance appraisal. In this method we have MBO, BARS, Assessment Center, 360-degree feedback, psychological appraisal, human resources accounting, BOS, results method, and productivity measures. First, let's start with MBO. It is nothing but management by objectives. This is a process by which the superior and subordinate managers of an organization jointly identify the common organization goals, define each individual's major areas of responsibility in terms of results expected of him, and use these measures as guides for operating the unit and assessing the contribution of each its members. BARS, behaviorally anchored rating scales. It is an objective evaluation technique. BARS are descriptions of various degrees of behavior with regard to a specific performance dimension and incorporate the benefits of narratives, critical incidents, and quantified ratings. BARS is usually represented as a vertical rating graph. This method of performance appraisal involves the following steps. Critical behaviors identification. It means critical behaviors which are essential for the performance of the job effectively and relative to various critical incidents of the job are identified in this step. Identifying performance measures. The supervisor, job holders, and HR personnel jointly identifies the performance measures. Clustering of critical behavior. This step involves clustering of those critical behaviors that best describes the job. Different critical behaviors are classified into clusters, with each cluster having similar critical incidents. Those behaviors which are approved by majority of personnel are kept for further development and others are discarded. Scaling of critical behaviors. In this step, the critical behaviors which were included for the performance appraisal during the process of clustering are given scales, usually in numbers, with their description. The scales may range from 1 to 7 or from 1 to 9. With each point of a scale demonstration perceived level of performance, the scale value is determined on the basis of estimates provided by various persons in clustering process. Producing the final instrument. This is the final step of BARS. The result of ranging various scales for different dimensions of the job, known as behavior anchors, produces a vertical scale for each dimension. Lastly, this scale is used for performance appraisal. Third, assessment centers. This method of performance appraisal was introduced in Germany in 1930s. In Germany, to appraise the army officers. The concept transferred from the army to business area during 1960s. In these methods, managers come together to participate in a well-designed stimulated exercises to an assessment center. They are assessed by senior managers, supplemented by the psychologists and the HR personnel specialist for 2 to 3 days. The SSC participants in the basket exercises, work groups, simulations, and role playing, which are essential for successful performance of actual job. The SSC's behavior is recorded and the evaluators meet to discuss their potential information and observations, and based on it, they give their assessment about the SSC. At the end of the process, feedback in terms of strengths and weaknesses are provided to the SSCs. 360-degree feedback. This method was first developed and formally used by General Electric Company of USA in 1992. This feedback-based method is generally used for ascertaining training and development requirements rather than for pay increase. Under 360-degree appraisal, performance information such as employee skills, abilities, and behaviors is collected from his or her supervisors, subordinates, peers, and even customers and clients. In this method, an employee is appraised by his superiors, subordinates, peers, and customers with whom he interacts in the course of his job performance. All these appraisers provide information or feedback on an employee by completing survey and questionnaires designed for his job. All information so gathered is then compiled through the computerized system to prepare individualized reports. These reports are presented to the employees being rated. Psychological appraisal. This method is conducted to assess the employee's potential. It consists of depth interviews, psychological tests, consultations and discussions, etc. Evaluation is conducted in the area of employees' intellectual abilities, emotional stability, motivated responses, etc. Psychological appraisals results are useful for decision making about employee placement, career planning and development, and training. Human resources accounting. It deals with cost of and contribution of human resources to the organization. Cost of employees includes cost of manpower planning, recruitment, selection, training, etc. Employee contribution is the money value of employee service, which can be measured by labor productivity or value added human resources. Employee performance can be taken as positive when contribution is more than cost, and taken as negative when cost is more than contribution. BOS. It is nothing but behavior observation scale. Under this method, appraiser measures how frequently each of the behavior has been observed. Appraiser plays the role of observer rather than a judge and provides the feedback on the basis of which observation scale is made. Results method. Organizations of the contemporary periods evaluate employee performance based on accomplishments they achieve rather than based on the behavioral factors or traits. Employee accomplishments includes sales turnover, number of units produced, number of customers served, number of complaints settled, etc. Here, organization mainly focuses on the result made by employees. For example, if a salesperson is given a target of selling 100 products by fixing the time period, then the organization checks whether the salesperson has completed the target or not, rather than the methods he used to reach the target. It means the organization is mainly focusing on results. Productivity measures. Under the productivity measures of performance appraisal, employees are appraised based on the ratio of output they turned out to the input they used. Example, sales to employee salaries and benefits, number of clients served per day. These measures are not free from limitations, as measurement of all kinds of output as well as all kinds of input would be difficult. Thanks for watching, and for more videos subscribe our channel.